Hello everybody and welcome back to Stellaris, where we are currently bulking up our fleet a little bit. We are planning to attack the Groknaploran fire tribes over here very soon. But now is not quite the time for that because we have a whole bunch of mining ships to take care of over here. We can't deal with this automated dreadnought yet. We'll get there, but now is not the time. Hello, normal speed. Let's move up to fast. There we go. That'll be a little bit better.
Complete.
Okay, so there's our construction in Deaton all done. We'll get our mining and research stations going. The Atlantic will be back eventually. And that's fine. We're just going to continue to explore out this direction for now. And I do want to get the first fleet completely built up. There we go. So the first fleet is at full strength. And now if we want to max out, we need 1,230 additional alloys. Okay. We're definitely waiting for the alloy price to drop a little bit. There's no doubt about that. And this is a continental world over here. I'm kind of drooling over a size 20 continental world right now. We could use additional worlds. There's no doubt about it. These guys can inhabit tundra worlds, though, right? What is it that they're on? Arctic worlds, yeah. So that's interesting. We have an Arctic world here. That's a tomb world that we can't do. But this is a size 22 Arctic. So if we can get some of these pops in our empire and use them to colonize these worlds, that would be huge. So when do we want to declare on them? They're currently pathetic to us. Got it. Do we want to declare on them now? Well, we're going to want to get into position first, for sure. But now might not be the worst time for this. We can take this guy up in Alpha Centauri down to Zoldior, for sure. And once we take Arcturus, this should be reasonably fine. We have quite a lot to make claims with. We don't know too much about what's going on up here. That claim costed 65. Okay, noted. So we're going to continue to tick forward here for a bit. An abandoned life pod was detected in close orbit of Lawum B2. It is covered in scorch marks, presumably from when the pod's mothership exploded, and preliminary scans suggest it was built more than 5,000 years ago. The crew of the BOS Ptolemy managed to open the pod, revealing the withered remains of a reptilian alien, clad in a resplendent uniform. Clutched in one of its claws was a small picture of another individual from the same race, possibly a mate or revered leader. Interesting. Okay, so we're heading down over this way. We are definitely going to continue reinforcing the second fleet. There's no doubt about that. But I want to attack these guys. The question is, when do we pull this trigger? And I think that answer is soon.
Anomaly found.
Sensors report a shipwreck of unidentified origin has been sighted in orbit of Ionides. Okay, cool. That's absolutely fine. We should be able to roll over them. The only thing that's giving me pause is not being able to claim this system. So there is that. Our power projection is at 83% right now. And we just dipped negative in energy credits and food. Our crew aboard the BOS Ibn Battuta reported that the Ionides shipwreck appears to have been the result of an unexpected geomagnetic solar storm. The supply ship suffered a complete loss of life support systems and sustained inoperable damage, drifting until it enters Ionides' gravity well. There are no survivors. The ship's cargo hold does indeed contain a notable amount of minerals. However, the captain of the BOS Ibn Battuta cautions that the construction indicates Groknaploran design. It is highly likely that the minerals belong to the Groknaploran fire tribes, and they may be displeased should we lay claim to their shipment. So here's the thing. We're going to get influence from not risking an altercation with them. And then once we have that influence, we can use the influence to create an altercation with them. That's the idea here. We're not going to risk an altercation, and we're going to use the influence to make claims on them.
Scientific breakthrough achieved.
Okay, our naval cap just jumped up substantially. Let's go ahead and grab, at this point, Society Research from Researchers Oh, that's going to take a long time. Maybe we should wait on this. Yeah, we should wait on this. This is way too advanced for us. Hang on a moment. I should have looked at that. That's a lot. Okay, we could definitely grab space combat doctrine here. That would get us up to 50 per fleet. Just thinking here. Yeah, that should be reasonably fine. Or we can grab naval cap from soldier jobs, which will probably be a little bit better at this exact moment. But that's an arguable one. Definitely. Okay, so we got 100 influence with them. Beautiful. We can use that influence, of course, to make claims, and that is exactly the plan. I do want to spend alloys at this point. Our generator world here is not in need of a job exactly. But we could certainly work on generator districts here. I don't think we have the energy grid tech yet. No, we bypassed that one. That's right. So we can build a generator district here. That's okay. And I'm going to exchange some minerals here. 10,000 of them. I'm going to exchange those for energy credits, which we're then going to exchange over to alloys. We can't quite get 1250 alloys, sadly, but we can get 750 here, and that'll be fine. So we're a little bit concerned about our consumer goods. We're quite concerned about our food. We've got Sirius Prime here, which is a mining world at this moment, although it will transition into a factory world later, so that will help out our consumer goods. Okay. Just looking at what we have available on our capital right now, and the answer is not a lot. Not a lot at all. Okay. Yeah, not a ton of choices there. We did just finish up in Detonal, and I would like to head down to Vokon. I don't really want to spend these alloys, but here we are. Okay, let's go ahead and reinforce this fleet. There we go. 167 additional alloys. That was 4 of the 5 destroyers. Okay. An abandoned ship has been left to drift aimlessly above this moon. The massive sails protruding from its hull suggest that it relied on solar power to function. We'll look into that, but we do want to head up to Zoldior, and we'll build a starbase here, even though it cuts into our alloys and delays when we get that last destroyer out. Actually, it might not delay it. How long do these take to make? 3 months? Okay. We've discovered an abandoned solar sail ship in orbit around Ionides 1A. The sublight vessel was built by an unknown culture and appears to be several thousand years old. One of the massive sails has a large tear where some kind of object passed through, most likely a meteoroid, which appears to have disabled the vessel. Although the technology of the ship is severely outdated, it does possess some interesting engineering design choices. Cool, so we get some engineering research out of that. Excellent. Looking down over this way, it looks like we may have a dead end here, but it could connect out over this way. It's hard to say. These guys decided to rival us. Cool. So that's going to gain us additional production of influence.
Construction complete.
We like it. An additional half point a month. That means that we're going to be more likely to be able to claim over here. Of course, claiming these systems is slowing down our claims progress, but we're running out of locations that we can claim, so that's okay for the moment.
Anomaly found.
There's significant scarring on the surface of this world in a pattern that cannot be natural. From orbit, the massive rifts look almost like writing. Well, we can go ahead and look into that, and I would love to get this done. 3 more month ticks.
Complete.
Okay. 3 more month ticks. Let's go. We need 1 alloy. Someone used a mining laser from orbit approximately 5,000 years ago to carve a large body of writing. I almost said a larve body of writing. What is that, like a larval writing form? You write in larvae? I don't know what I'm going on about. Into the surface of Ionides 2A. The massive script covers a large portion of the moon's upper hemisphere and appears to be a short story chronicling the difficult life of an alien mercenary. Cool. So the Danube needs to head out over this direction. We're not going to queue that up yet because we definitely want to get building over here. There we go. Physics research from researchers is nice. Hyperdrive 2 would be good. Moat harvesting traps would also be good. How much would it take to get Hyperdrive 2? Slightly more. Okay, we'll go with this. Did that not go? Okay, there we go. Fantastic. Okay, we do require an additional tradition here, and ship build speed and build cost would be nice, but that ship fire rate, that's so good. We'll grab that.
System survey complete.
And these are going to be overwhelming. There's no other word for it. These guys are going to get totally overwhelmed. We're at 300 influence at this moment. A planet in the system still wears the fossilized traces of a past ecology on its sleeve. What could turn a thriving biosphere into a blasted wasteland? A special project has been issued to trace the source of this disastrous transformation. We'll look into that. That is
updated.
over here in Echochromia? Sure. We'll research that before we do any surveying. Cool. So we're going to be ready to move in here soon. We're going to be waiting for this destroyer to show up, and then I think we declare. I don't think we wait any longer than that. So that's going to show up. Wow, that's almost a year. How long would it take these guys to get back to Seoul? About the same amount of time. A little faster.
Special project.
But yeah, that's really
complete.
long. Life on the now barren planet was, sadly, doomed from the start. As if by some cruel stellar conspiracy, the dominant species on the planet barely had time to awaken to sapience and invent agriculture before, through unfortunate geological mechanisms, the Earth started turning sour. Samples from lower soil strata and the fossilized remains of the creatures that once roamed the planet show that several vital minerals needed to rejuvenate the soil ended up through their largely agricultural diet in the endoskeletons of the native beings. Their bones were prone to fossilize rather than decay, and their very existence exhausted the fragile ecosystem they inhabited, leaving it permanently transformed in the wake of their passing. I like how the only response to that is, okay. Cool. So there's a mass extinction study complete. While the research expedition often yielded unexpected results, Armenian scientists now have access to an unprecedented wealth of data with which to accurately model the future of Earth. Initial reports suggest that Earth will be in no real danger for at least a dozen generations, save from freak cosmic events or the violent collapse of Armenia. What else can we learn? Or, the Bizzaro-Ottoman people should be put at ease. Out of curiosity, do we have another CB? Can we demand their subjugation? Hang on. We require a CB type for that. We could go after claims, or we could propose subjugation. Do we have to demand subjugation? We could propose subjugation here. They would not accept this, but that's okay. That's not the point. Integration would be permitted. We would have it be limited diplomacy. Like, this would be as bad as possible for them. This is designed to be rejected. They're called into all Overlord conflicts, but we're not obligated to defend them. Holding limits of 4 and unified sensors. Actually, independent sensors. Okay, cool. So something like this. We're going to take the science. We actually can't demand this. That's so much influence. Okay, so we're going to have to change this a little bit differently. I want to go into our policies here and look at our subjugation war terms. We're going to change over to oppressive vassalage. There we go. And we're just going to bump this up because I don't actually want to spend influence on this, and this will make it cheaper. I believe that is 550 versus 675. Okay, sure. No holdings and unified sensors? Yeah, that would be 250. Is that the cheapest? I mean, integration permitted. So 125. I'm going to go ahead and spend the 250. I'm not sure if we declare this. I believe if we do this, It would be integration permitted no matter what. This is only for the CB, I believe. I think this is the way this works. So we propose this. They decline it. We declare war to subjugate them. And these would be the terms. I think that's how that works. So we'll proceed here. They will decline that.
Survey complete.
Eventually. Yeah, they declined it, obviously. Why would they accept that? But now, maybe that doesn't work anymore. So how do we get the vassalized CB? We don't have any subjugation CB on them. Okay, having an overall higher relative power. They changed this. That's right. I remember that now. That came up in the last game. We need a higher overall relative power to automatically get a subjugation CB. Okay. So we're higher in fleet power. They're equivalent in tech and economy at this moment. So that's noted. We could manage claims here and take claims from them, but I'm not sure what the point of that really is. I think we should focus instead on eclipsing them. So we're going to head down over this direction. Excellent. And we're going to move these guys back up to Seoul. That'll be fine. Because we know that it's going to be a while now. I can't believe I forgot that. I was working under the old system. Well, it's fine. It's not a big deal. Corvette and frigate hull points finish up, and I do think that getting worker pop resource output would be pretty good, considering what we've got going on up here. So, the Danube requires orders, and it will build a starbase at Ionides. Looks good to me. We do need to find some colony expansion areas. Actually, we should be taking our fleets down this way. Come on down. So that'll be fine.
Survey complete.
Echochromia has been surveyed. Sure. Okay, I'm just looking at the way that this is laid out over here. Fascinating. At Ionides, we definitely want our mining stations and our research stations, and we also finished up our ground defense planning. Hydroponics Bay might not be the worst thing. Xenobiology would be pretty good here, before Secrets of Life. Let's go ahead and grab Xenobiology. Cool. Gotta get those research bonuses going. Sadly, we don't have a research world at this point. You know, I've changed my mind. We are going to declare on these guys. Only for Arcturus. We're not going to take anything else from them. This will get us a couple of things. Sure. A Class 12 asteroid orbits this planet. The small planetoid's orbit appears far too stable for its presence to be a natural occurrence. We'll look into that. So this gives us a couple of things. One, it gives us a much better tactical location in this choke point. This is so much better of a location than what we have here. Secondly, it gets us this planet along with these pops. These guys right here, which allows us to colonize this planet and this planet. That's huge. This is a tomb world out here, so we don't get to colonize that. But yeah, this is definitely the plan. We're definitely going to declare this war regardless. I need to stop waffling on this and just do it. We gotta go here. So we're going to get into position to jump into Arcturus. The asteroid around Kadraka B1 has such a perfectly stable orbit that it's easy to understand why our scientists thought it was placed there artificially. Yet there are no conclusive indications of any propulsion systems or any other artificial marring. The only natural conclusion is that by some absurdly improbable chance, the asteroid got caught in Kadraka B1's gravity field. We've also detected some rare crystals on the surface of the asteroid. Well, that sounds like a trap. Fantastic. Okay, so we should be in position here for this war. We need to just do it. Let's get this over with. We're going to just take this singular claim.
At last, to war.
And in we go. We had the ticket a day, but we're heading in. Fantastic. So we're going to fight these guys and, of course, win. There's never any doubt here.
Beginning attack run on enemy station.
So we take over this station, and that's not going to be difficult. We can repair here now, too, so that's really good. We didn't lose any ships. I love it. We're just going to enter orbit here. And, well, actually, we didn't take any damage at all here, did we? Oh, no, we did. We did take a little bit of damage.
Scientific breakthrough achieved.
What do they have on Kolbath? 86? What's our current strength? 146? We can definitely recruit a general here, and I think Butcher is fine here. Cool. We'll have Evelyn Samuels come on in, and we're just going to prepare to land on Kolbath. I don't think we're going to just yet, but we'll head over and bombard.
Construction complete.
Cool. Are these guys actually heading in? No, they're running away. Beautiful. So research station output plus 10% is quite good here. We definitely want to get more research bonuses. So we'll grab that. Okay, and this bombardment is ongoing here. Actually, we're making pretty good time on this bombardment. Are we on indiscriminate? No, we're on selective. Let's bump that up to indiscriminate. Cool. The devastation will work its way up, but that's fine. A colossal impact crater hints that something big collided with the surface of this planet once. We'll look into it. No, this is great. I'm actually surprised at how quickly we are bombarding this down.
Anomaly found.
Our science officer has found an anomaly. It will require extensive probing, but it could garner a substantial find. Cool. Our construction ships aren't doing anything right now. We'll build a bunch of mining and research stations over here. And in Ionides, we should definitely head down to Echochromia. There we go. We'll get that underway. Cool. A large mineral-rich asteroid collided with Cadraca C3 at some point during the previous 1,000 years in what must have been a major impact event. An abundance of minerals can now be found on the planet in the vicinity of the impact crater. A fortuitous event. Cool. So we're just going to bombard this down. I don't think that there's any problem here. Sure, the devastation is going to come up, but that's okay. Having probed the frozen landscapes of the moon Menok B2A, we think we've struck something big. Science officer Sophia Rosario speaks of a bacterial life form, unlike any other. It bonds with other individuals to form large blankets that are durable, yet light, and also act like solar cells. They absorb solar energy with a surprisingly low efficiency loss percentage, most likely a result of evolution favoring those who could gather more heat in the harsh climate. Our researchers back home could surely find some use of this information. We're going to improve energy production, actually. Cool.
Scientific breakthrough achieved.
Oh, they just rivaled our rivals. Cool. So there's our army damage and worker pop resource output coming out. I would love to get this engineering research from researchers. We'll go ahead and grab that. Our energy development researchers have made progress with the samples we sent them from Menok B2A. They've been able to develop a new type of solar cell using the organisms as a template. These are much more efficient at storing energy and will provide a boost to all of our power plants. Marvelous. Okay, so we're just going to finish up this siege here. And that's going to be done very quickly. Cool. They don't really have any defenses here. Okay, they are here. We're going to go ahead and land.
Construction complete.
These guys are going to head over and enter orbit around the station.
Initiating ground assault.
And we successfully invaded Kolbath. Perfect. So, this is now ours-ish. Ish. So that's fine. We're going to handily win this battle. There's no doubt about that. The study of pulsars seems to be an endless source of insights for our scientist, but rarely exhibit any signs of overtly dangerous phenomenon. This makes the recent reports on HODIM all the more concerning. An initial scan revealed that the pulsar, in addition to its regular electromagnetic beam, wow, apparently that's hard, is emitting a beam at a limited wavelength, which is only visible in the same system at shorter and shorter intervals. According to initial calculations, the interval between these pulses will reach 0 at date 235011. Uh-huh. That is the start of the mid-game. Interesting. What occurs then is open to speculation, but the lack of explanations for the pulse has instilled an almost superstitious fear in those who studied it. We must be watchful. Oh, we'll have answers eventually. I think that I don't know which one this is, but I think that is a tell on what the first endgame crisis is. Remember, we're gonna have 3, all in a row. We must be watchful. Okay, so we're going to enter orbit here. Fantastic. And we're going to need to reinforce this fleet. There we go, we'll repair on up. But it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we are going to end this war. They would actually accept the status quo. Hang on. This is all we're going to get, and all we want. Done. We will accept this for now. Okay, war is over. Beautiful. And now our Groknaplorans can inhabit these worlds. So we'll go ahead and colonize those with Groknaploran. They do prefer alpine worlds, but it's still 60 and 50%. So we'll go ahead and do that. We'll colonize those now. And off they go. And with that, it is time to put a cut in here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we are going to start dealing with Arcturus and the low stability there, as well as our economic woes. Those will all need to be dealt with. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including Casserole, ALS Gamer, Kentuin, James, Shadowwolf, Mlohan80, Kentogan, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Kadra, Unisoul, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.